Hey everybody, happy Friday. Hey, what do you think? Got a new outfit for everybody tired of same shorts every day. Richard got me the shirt and the socks because he thought it would look good with my towel.
Keith says good morning.
Good morning,
He's
Keith.
first in.
Good morning, Keith. So yeah, I got a new outfit for everybody who's tired of the same old, same old. Me and Richard, it's a coordination between me and Richard's two things. So these were the shorts that I'd ordered. They work all right. I don't love them, but they're all right. And Richard ordered the socks and the shirts to because I sit on my little American flag towel. He thought it'd be funny. But get this, he also ordered me 2 pairs of Roxy shorts. They were huge. Okay, so I've been having such an issue with Amazon. Like, recently some things have actually been a little bit too small for me because I put on some weight because normally things are too big. But this time, so I've been sometimes ordering small because a lot of times I get extra small, but I've been ordering small. This time he ordered me 2 extra smalls. I was like swimming in these. I was like, these are in no way extra smalls. I mean, they're almost like, could go for almost large. Yeah, this is so missized. So I have to return those. But it is really hard. Like I have bought several pairs of shorts. I mean, not expensive ones, it's like from Amazon. But I've had to return tons. So I do try to get other shorts. I mean, a lot of times we don't really have a lot of money, but I'll try to, like if we have a little money, get something on Amazon, and they just don't like it. And then I'll return it, and then forget it, I'll use it to buy Casper's bedding or something. It's just what happens. Because like I'll buy something when we have a little money, and then when we don't have money, it'll be like, use it for something more necessary. And that's what's happened a lot of times. So these ones are not too bad. I'm pretty happy with these. They're very comfortable. Just the style is all right. I mean, Amazon. If you're buying designers brands, those can be all right on Amazon, but not always. That's what I mean. Those were Roxy's, the ones he got me. But when you're just kind of like getting shorts like these aren't a designer, you never know what you're gonna get. And sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, Richard picked out the shirt and the socks. He thought it would be funny with my towel, so that'll be fun. It's a beautiful day. Happy Saturday, everybody. Sorry I missed you guys yesterday. I actually had an insanely busy day, which was good, but it's hard to know. So like Vegas can be hit and miss, but like part of it was people I normally see, so it was busy for both reasons. But we did go to the Strip twice yesterday, and that was fun. And it was really busy at the casino that we were at when we went in the evening. It was because we went late Friday night, and it was super busy. So that was fun to see Vegas kind of like, it felt a little bit more back to normal. But on Fridays and Saturdays, a little bit, but it depends on the weekend. But then during the week, it's like ghost town. So it will come back eventually. And it has been good because I have been able to work several times this week, which has been super helpful because we are going to go to LA this next weekend. But if there was no business in Vegas, like we still wouldn't make it because the last trip to LA was basically kind of getting out of the rears of like both. We had my account and Richard's account that got into negative, not like over the top, but a bit. So we had to first get that, and then more bills were coming in. So then that trip was all to the bills. So now we're caught up, but if I didn't end up working this week, we would have got behind again. So our next trip to LA would have been like probably behind again, because we've already paid for the hotel. So that's not gonna happen now. So it's really fortunate that Vegas has got a little bit of business right now. But this is supposed to be the best time of year in Vegas, and it's okay, but it is a beautiful day. But I'm saying, like, for the amount of business Vegas has, there are people down on the Strip sometimes, but it's like it's not necessarily the people Vegas needs, because they need those like people that are gonna drop like a lot of money, like gambling. A lot of these people don't even necessarily gamble. I know more and more and more when I talk to people with work, I say, do you gamble? And I hear no more than I hear yes. these days. I'm like, oh, because I used to hear, oh yeah, for years, and now I do it kind of like as a just kind of like to gauge what people are here for my own little like mind, because I get curious. So I'm always like, oh, what do you like to do? You gamble? And I hear more and more, oh no, I don't come here to gamble. I'm like, what do you come here for? It is always interesting to hear. It used to be a lot that people came here for work, honestly, because there was a lot of conventions. But when they would come from work, they would gamble, And now, if they come for work, it seems like the gambling is just going away. And I think that's why Vegas is suffering too, because not only do I talk about the online sports betting, but just in general, I think people are gambling less, because I think people have become a little bit more wise to the gambling thing, that, you're generally not going to come out a winner. You will once in a while, but, so I think the new gen is like, why am I going to, like, lose money at the casino? Like, where the older gen would just keep feeding money into the machines.
Are they not as greedy, maybe? Or?
No, I think they didn't understand how the machines worked as well now. I think we now kind of know, like, wow, there's just, your odds. I mean, there's certain games you could play, but even those, they make the odds crappy to your favor in the casino. So, like, even like blackjack or something like that.
The difference is that this gen doesn't have nearly as much money as your parents.
Oh, okay, that could be then too, yeah, because it's like, because it is such a waste. I always think, I remember the first time I ever gambled, it was with Gloria, and she said, actually take that back, I'd gambled once in a Native American casino. I'll tell you guys that story in a second, but that was only one time when I was younger. But my first time in Vegas gambling was with Gloria when we visited in 2012, because I had visited when I was in the Air Force, but I wasn't old enough to gamble, I was only 19. So, Gloria was the one, she gave me $100 bill. This is in 2012, before we lived here. We were still living in Portland. We had just drove the car for her. And I said, can I just keep it? And she said, no, you got to put it in the machine. And I was like, why? It's just going to go away. And she's like, oh, no, you're going to win. And I was like, no, I don't think so. Because I just always knew that people lose with gambling. And guess what? Guess what happened?
You were so bad.
I lost it like so fast, like, because I didn't even know how the machine worked. Because Gloria used to try to be like, oh, this is how the machine works, and I was like, no, I don't think that was the pattern I needed. And back in the day, it was so funny.
Question from Shada Cruz. Have you ever hit yourself with the nunchucks, or are you a master nunchucker?
I'm gonna do some nunchucks right now, but I've hit myself many times.
Someone said that that their brother broke their jaw using it when they were young.
I hit my head one time really hard when I first started doing it. Oh dear. When we first started doing the hard. So we started with soft ones. Those ones, you can't really hurt yourself. But when you switch to the hard ones, oh yeah, it don't matter how long you did the soft ones, and even like I can do it today, especially why I have to stop with the nunchucks when you guys think like, oh, she can keep going. If I keep going, you're more likely to hit yourself. You find that point where you go, okay, I'm good. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep hitting myself. Because as you get tired, you hit yourself a lot. Because how you don't hit yourself is the force and your strength. So as you get more tired, you're more likely to lose the coordination, because it takes a lot of coordination. Okay. I just do, these are figure eights, and then I just swing them together, and then I like to spin around. I only learn like one move with nunchucks.
Joy, as you enjoy your exercises, your true healing truly flowing within every breath.
Oh, thank you. Oh, did I talk about, we didn't even talk about, is day 24, did I talk about that? Because I did a short about it.
Yeah. Oh, I got to post it.
Yeah, I did a short, and then I forgot to tell you guys, and I was thinking sometimes I confuse shorts and lives, like, because we do a lot of shorts, and like I'll think what I said on the short I told you guys, if that makes sense. I'll be like, oh, I already told everybody. It's day 24, no alcohol, so yay. And it's 26 days to New York. So I will be 50 days sober I call it California sober because I do smoke weed, but no alcohol.
I like it.
They call it I'm not the only, I didn't come up with it. It wasn't like, I wish I did, but no, that's what they call it.
Very
not just me. I wish, just me. Everyone copied me. Everyone copied me. You got your leopard and who's got your leopard and American flag on today? What are you doing? I was listening to music over there.
Oh, sorry, I gotta do something here.
Okay.
I'll put it back.
All right. Let's go on and taking out my music. Okay, here we go. Let's get some.
Are we gonna do nunchucks first?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow, look at you changing up your routine.
It makes more sense, but then I'm just tired when I do my push-up. Oh, it's beautiful today. I got my sneakers on today because I have socks on. I like wearing silly outfits, if you guys haven't noticed. I don't try to like wear something serious. I like being silly. Makes me laugh to myself. We were laughing at that photo. Me jumping. It makes me laugh. If you can entertain yourself, that's a good thing, I guess. He took my music. That scares me over there. Oh, my music.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
That scared me.
Leave the music back, sorry.
Oh, it's nice when you're working out. Here we go. Tate McRae. What do you guys think? Per usual. What?
I have to get this up. Hold on.
Oh, gee.
Come right back to it.
Oh, yeah, because the video was there. On there. Yeah. It's in my ear. You're not going to hear it. I can hear it.
I am terrified that she's going to hurt herself saying it.
Luckily, I've been doing this for many years. I think we got these in like 2018, I think.
No, before that, right? No,
2018, yeah. After the cave. We didn't have them in the cave.
Funny.
Yeah, after the cave. I think we learned about them in the cave. Someone must have had them up there in the cave. Well, Richard saw just this pair of foam ones at a smoke shop one time when we used to go get these little bongs at the smoke shop before we knew to buy them online. Buying bongs at smoke shops is expensive, and they're crappy. Then we finally learned about buying them online. You have much nicer ones. But he one time was in there, and this shop had all kinds of little gizmos and gadgets in there, and he's like, he just bought the nunchucks, and they were foam ones. Yeah, they were the foam ones. They're plastic, but then they put foam on the outside. And that's what we started with. And then, yeah. Here, I'm going to do one more spin around, and then we're going to do the push-ups. All right, let's do some push-ups over here.
All right. Jedi workout we're doing.
And maybe we'll do more nunchucks later, but... Yeah, I don't like doing the push-ups much with these sneakers, but I actually like doing it with those sandals for some reason. I like it because they're cushiony for my feet. These hurt more on your toes, if that makes sense. Okay, let's see if I can do 20. I just did my nunchucks, so I didn't do very many though because I didn't want to wear myself out too much. I'm not doing so well with the push-ups these days. I used to be awesome at push-ups, but ever since I started drinking last November, occasionally in New York, I have not been nearly as fit this year. This year has been a bad fitness year for me.
It's a struggle.
Yeah, it's been a real struggle. It's hard for me to get on my toes with these shoes. I guess I can't really get on my toes with these shoes. They're a little harder. Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Okay, here comes your
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I know they're not all the way down, but...
Lily is here. Says hi. Good morning.
Oh, hi, Lily.
She knows. She can see that you're doing a lot better. You can see it.
Oh, thank you. I'm trying. One day at a time, as they say, right? But it's day 24, and I have 26 days to New York, so it's exactly 50 days it's going to be of no drinking. So that'll be good. At least, even if I drink this one last time in New York, at least I have like 50 days of being much healthier, if that makes sense. Because last time I went with only like 23 days, and I think by 50 days I'm going to feel really good. So, and then maybe I'll even say, maybe I won't drink this trip, and just go to New York for my final trip and not have alcohol involved.
Yo.
But we'll see.
Shot of Cruz, cameraman right here.
Yeah. That's my cameraman there. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna do some crunches here. I'm gonna do 100 this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. Okay, then we're going to do 50 with each leg up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Okay, this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. All right. All right, it's getting hot out here. Let me see where we get to sit. I think I can. We're supposed to come out and remove the camera because I don't want. I might need my umbrella out here today. It's pretty warm. So you guys think about outfit? For those of you saying I keep wearing the same thing. Hey now, changing it up on you guys. Changing it up on everybody. I think it needs to be like this. I'm gonna sit over here. Rich will come fix it. You guys zoomed in? No, you're good. Do I sit here?
You want your umbrellas?
You know, I'm alright.
Okay, good.
It's brighter when I'm laying down because it's like right in my eye. Alright. Bring this phone over in case the music starts being silly. I'm gonna sit right here. I think it's good. See, so Rich got me these socks and the top to coordinate with my towel here. Where's the best spot? Right here?
Yeah.
This is a towel. Everybody thinks I'm sitting on a flag. It's a towel. It's a towel that looks like a flag. So that's that. So I'm not being disrespectful in any level.
U.S. Air Force guy.
Yeah, and it's a towel that looks like a flag. I like that. I am very patriotic.
You are very patriotic.
It's funny. I don't vote, but I'm a very patriotic person. But I don't know. But I was in the military, so I'm patriotic. Okay. All right. Here we go. And so for those of you that think I carry anything weird in my fanny pack, I have my Beats earbuds and my phone. That's it. So that's all. Now I have even a brush today because I got my hair up. So there you go. That's what I put in there. Just so I can adjust my music in case it starts playing weird songs, which it does occasionally. Okay, here we go. So happy Saturday, everybody. I'm sorry I missed you guys for Friday. I was just really busy all day. It was a fabulous day for us. We had a really great day, and I worked a bunch, but then we also watched a lot of sports yesterday. So we were watching the Friday college football games, the Friday night, and those were super fun. And we did some small little bets. So it was fun for us. We do like $2, $1 bets now on these things, but we make these really crazy parlays that you can actually win quite a bit on $1 or $2. So, and we do win sometimes. So. And then it pays for all the times that we don't win because you win so much on $1 or $2. So it takes a while for you to lose as much as you won. Does that make sense? So it makes it fun for us. But we also watched baseball yesterday. Mets are out, so I don't find it as entertaining, but I am really getting into the Dodgers, which is awesome because I wasn't even like thinking of them as like the LA Dodgers. I just had been watching all season. I was like, wow, the Dodgers are really good, which I guess they won last year, World Series. I didn't know because I wasn't watching then. But they're really good this year. I think they're going to win again. They're trying to win 2 in a row. But it's interesting because I wasn't even thinking of the fact that it's LA and New York, the 2 places I go for work now, and Vegas. But I'm really actually excited to go to New York for this trip, but also have it be kind of like the final trip. And there's a chance I could go in a long time, but I just don't think I will, because the more I think about it and the more me and Rich talk about it, it's it just doesn't make sense because LA makes more sense, and it's really fun for us to go together, and I don't have to fly, we just drive, which is a lot easier when you're traveling, because when you fly you have to think about you can only bring certain items that like the 4 ounces or whatever, and also you're really concise what you can bring, because I don't like to do check-on bags on the way there. So, I only do carry-on. Whereas when it's in our car, even though I pretty much use the same thing, and we're only going for a couple days, so I don't need it anymore. But it is nice to just be we don't have to worry about packing it into the suitcase to fly. And flying also is exhausting, but I do love flying too, so I will miss that. But it just makes more sense, and I really enjoy going with Rich. We had a great time. So we're going this Friday. Oh, there's a butterfly. Gloria and Annette went dancing last night. They had a good time, but they came home pretty early for them. They came home. They called it about 11:30, which is early for them. They usually stay out till at least 12:30 or something, or even 1 a.m. sometimes. But I think Annette was tired. So she's been doing a little more caffeine, which actually makes her a little more tired at the end of the day. She gets all this energy, but then she kind of crashes. So, but we really don't want her to not have her caffeine anymore. And, we had to take her in the beginning because it was too much, and we had to kind of figure out what was causing her issues. And we do see caffeine does, definitely exasperate her, because she has a schizoaffective disorder. It exacerbates that a little bit. You can tell, she talks to herself more and stuff and hears her voices more. But it also makes her more euphoric, and she's kind of melancholy. So, Now we're kind of slowly, and now we give Annette cash. In the beginning, she couldn't have cash because she was going to go do drugs, but now she won't do that. I don't think that's it. It's the furthest thing from her mind now. I think she forgot about it. The funny thing was, Annette would forget about things in the past, because it would be she would just do a routine, but if you change her, now she's a little more aware, but back then she wasn't as aware. So I think she's almost forgot that she even did that ever. you know. And for one thing, I don't think she can walk that far anymore. She used to walk all the way to downtown, which is a really, really far walk. Where she was like so hyped up, but she's not now. I think she wouldn't even have the energy to do that, nor would she want to. So things are changing a lot around the house where there's a lot more, like, we're able to, people were so mad at us in the beginning, and we were a little mean, but a lot of it was necessary because there was no structure here. And so, like, and until we, like, I had to kind of, like, remove all the stuff that was causing the havoc and then figure out what's causing the most havoc, and then we were able to, like, kind of implement the stuff back. But at first it was like we didn't know what was going on, so it was like everything that's causing her pain, let's get rid of. But then it kind of became where she's kind of like a zombie and is sitting there doing nothing. So that's why we're kind of slowly giving, like, her back all her freedoms again. But in a couple years ago, if she had those freedoms, she would hurt herself. Does that make sense? So now she won't. So, and today is day 24 for me, no alcohol. Feeling really good about that. I'm not feeling any temptation for alcohol, but I do worry about when I go to New York in 26 days. I do know that's going to be a huge temptation, but I do know it'll be day 50 when I leave. So, because there's no way I'm caving in before that. It's just not something I do. That's the weird thing about me, is I am very routine, and that's why it's hard for me when I go to New York, because I've gotten in this routine of that I drink in New York. But I don't drink in Vegas, so that's very easy for me, but it's only hard when I first get back. But it's not even hard of that I want to drink, it's just hard because you're going through withdrawals. So you crave alcohol, but I don't necessarily want to drink, if that makes sense. It's like I'm craving it because my body's craving it, but my mind is being like, no, I don't want that. Whereas when I go to New York, it's more like, oh, I want it and crave it at the same time. So it's much more of a struggle for me. That's why I'm glad I'm not going anymore to New York, because it's kind of like keep putting yourself in the fire, you know, and I don't need to do that. So I'm very thankful that this LA thing is working out. And I was really obstinate to go to LA, and I don't know why. I think I was scared. And I am scared of change. Like, even though New York is such a thing, it's like I was used to it. So now I'm realizing that, like, definitely if something isn't working great, like, don't be scared of change, because change can be much better, you know. But we'll kind of just put up with something that isn't going great because we're scared of change. A lot of people are. I know I am. But I am every day feeling just so much better as I get away from alcohol, and I realize, like, how insanely detrimental it is, because it does take a while. I mean, I do think it takes a good month to feel, like, really back to normal, you know. And I think the last couple of times I wasn't even having that amount of time in between trips. So that's why I was like deteriorating, because it was happening too often, you know. So I was, like, honestly drinking too often, you know. It would just be in New York, but it was like New York was occurring too often. So now I'm just glad this New York thing is kind of coming to an end. But it will be sad, because I love New York, and not because of drinking. No, I love New York whether I drink or not. Like, I loved New York before I drank there, you know. I didn't drink in New York until 2024. That was with you guys. I didn't drink when we lived in New York. I ate bad food. I didn't drink. I drank when we got back from New York, because I was depressed that we left New York, and I did drink in Vegas when we first got back from New York, only because I was sad about leaving New York. And then I got into drinking because I was already into bad food habits. So my food and alcohol often go hand in hand. Like, when I slip up on one, I'll often slip up on the other. And when I'm healthy, I am healthy with avoiding both, where I'm not doing bad food, because I like to stick with protein, not a ton of sugary junk food, you know. And when I do alcohol, I pick very sugary things, and also then I'll tend to want to eat very sugary, bad for me things, like things like milkshakes or something, or ice cream. Things are like very, like, things are like, that's, no one would probably say that's good for you. You know, I don't think anyone's like, ice cream's good for you. One bowl of ice cream a day is what the doctor ordered. I don't think that's what he said. So these are like, or like things like cookies, or, you know, Like my weaknesses are things like, or cereal, but like Golden Grams. It's not healthy. I have like Golden Grams obsession. I know where it comes from. When I was a kid, it's really funny. My mom bought us Golden Grams for like years, and we got so sick of them. But they were on sale at the grocery outlet for years. Like, they just were continually on sale. It was for about a 3-year thing while she was single. Me and my sister had Golden Grams like every morning for breakfast, and so it's one of those kind of like, how you like have your comfort foods. So when I crave like bad food, I crave like Golden Grams. It's like the weirdest thing. People are like, Golden Grams, which is like, if you get like when I've times where I've been like craving something, like if you have anything right now, what would you want? I'm like, Golden Grams. Like, Golden Grams? I'm like, yeah, that's what it's anything and you say Golden Grams, I'm like, yeah, Golden Grams. It's like, you could have any food in the whole world right now, and if you could like, don't worry about health or whatever, and you say Golden Grams, like, yeah. That's weird. I don't know. It's not always that way, but often, yeah. So he's always like, you're a weird person. Like, I know. I wasn't raised on like expensive food. I mean, it was healthy in the sense of food used to be a little healthier, and we lived up in Northern California, so my mom would get a lot of fruit. Fruit has a lot of sugar, but we would get the fruit right from the trees. I mean, we lived by Apple Hill. My dad lived in Apple Hill. I don't know if you guys know. My dad lived in Camino, which is in Apple Hill. So we ate so many fresh apples like as kids. And my stepdad would juice everything in those big old those old-fashioned juicers where you crush the stuff and it come out the thing, and then it would just have so much waste of like compost. But he would make carrot juice every morning. And I didn't like carrot juice as a kid. Now I find carrot juice to be absolutely fabulous. I would love to drink carrot juice every day, but it's actually a lot of sugar. But as a kid, I thought it was the most horrible juice. And my stepdad would make us drink carrot juice, and then he would put a little apple in there to make it a little better. So it'd be like apple. It would be like one apple with like a ton of carrot juice. But beyond that, we ate a lot of like cereal and like pretzels. And my mom, when she was single, made a lot of things like fish sticks and French fries that you pop in the oven that are frozen. So I would say I wasn't always eating like the best of quality of food. So I think when you kind of like, I know when you have an eating disorder addiction, a lot of times you're kind of going back to somewhere in your life where there was some sort of trauma or something that happened. And so it could be childhood, but it's often childhood. And so people will resort to doing things, I don't like that maybe gave them comfort as a child. Like some people find like macaroni and cheese they call like a comfort food. I didn't eat a lot of macaroni and cheese as a kid, but my stepmom, like that's her thing, macaroni and cheese, and she had that I guess a lot as a kid. So that's like her comfort food. And she makes like homemade macaroni and cheese. I'm still not the biggest fan, but of macaroni and cheese, I don't know, it's not really a thing. Gloria likes macaroni and cheese. But everyone has their little thing, and those things are not necessarily good for you. You know what I mean? They might give you comfort, but they're probably often not healthy. Because a lot of times as kids, the thing you probably really liked was not necessarily the healthiest thing. How kids always want the like unhealthy things. They want like the candy bar, not the veggies. But it's funny now, I actually, veggies and fruit actually have a lot of sugar, but way better than something like a candy bar. But it's funny how as kids you think, oh, it has no flavor. Where now I find veggies to be actually very sweet to me. Because I don't do a lot of sugar. And it's funny, when I don't do sugar for a long time and then I do something like that is not that sweet, it will taste so sweet to me. Like I'm trying to think of an example. Me and Rich every once in a while will have something where we haven't done sugar in a long time and then we decide to eat something and it just tastes so insanely sweet and it's something not sweet. Like something like a collard green or something like that. Yeah, like collard greens are a good example, or kale. You're like, oh my goodness, now that's a treat. And that's what we have been doing. Richard's been doing the collard greens and kale. You're like, oh my, wow. Oh, I think one day I had jicama. Oh my gosh. I had jicama one day and I was like, oh my goodness, now isn't that special? And some people find jicama to not be that sweet. Oh gosh. If you haven't had sugar in a while, jicama is like, whew. We used to eat a lot of raw coconuts. They used to have it in this jar. It was a whole raw coconut. I haven't seen it in a long time. It was called like Nature's Bounty or something. I can't remember. It was it was supposed to kind of melt, but it never really would melt to actually use to cook with. So it was actually like a raw coconut, and you could kind of use it to cook with, but it would kind of almost be more like a thick butter than like, you know how you like coconut oil? It was kind of like, it was sold in the coconut oil section, but it was actually like a whole coconut in the jar. Me and Richard used to eat those, like out of the jar back in the day. This is before we did the keto diet, but we were kind of like moving towards the keto diet. This is back in, I don't know what year, but yeah, we would eat those out of the jar. It's funny. We've gone through a lot of different phases of like things that we ate for so long, and then we totally switched. So people think like, you guys are so rich of your time. Like, we've tried a lot of different ones. This one's just the one that we like the most, that's worked the best for us, makes us feel the best and look the best as we feel. I mean, if you're not careful, you get too thin, so you gotta watch it on this diet. But the fact I've been going back and forth to New York has kept me from getting too thin this year, because I've been sending my body through such a whirlwind that it takes a second to get kind of back in the mode. Because what happens is, when you're doing the keto diet, or some people pronounce it different, or carnivore diet, whatever you want to say, but it means your body's in ketosis, and ketosis means you're burning your fat for energy. Well, if you're already thin, you can see where that could become a problem if you keep burning fat. So that's why I can get too thin on this diet if I stay on it for the time that I like to stay. But since I've been going to New York, I keep getting, kicked out of ketosis, and then it takes me a while to get back on track, and then the alcohol really throws me off. And so it's been actually good, because it's kept my weight up a little more this year, because I tend to get too thin on this diet. But the problem is, I really like the diet of doing the protein, so I don't tend to like eating sugar once I am doing the protein for a while, because I don't know, I just like it. So it is kind of good that the universe kind of forced me to kind of get shook up a little bit this year to put on a little bit more healthier weight and stuff, because I was too thin for a while. So I'm happy with my body right now, but I'm not gonna be as soon as I go to New York, because as soon as I start drinking, it's not that I do put on weight, but it's not necessarily like the weight. It's where I put on the weight. Does that make sense? Like when you're working out, your body distributes in a nice way, and when you're being healthy. When you start eating unhealthy, and especially doing something like alcohol, you start putting on weight in all the wrong spots. You go, I would appreciate the weight here and not there, you know what I mean? And when you work out, you go, oh, that's nice, that works out good, like right now I'm very happy where it's kind of distributing, but it doesn't matter. The day I start drinking, it's like completely changes. And I see it the second I look in the mirror, like, the next day you wake up and you're like, I look completely different. Even my face looks puffy already, and my eyes look swollen. And I go, well, yesterday I looked good. Today is a whole nother story. And then I go, forget it. Let me get more alcohol, because then I'm like, so it becomes this vicious thing when I'm in New York, where each day I look progressively worse, and then that upsets me too, because I want to look good, and I need to look good for work, and so that becomes my downward spiral too, of like 12 days of like, I look worse today than I looked the day before. And then as I get home and I get off the alcohol, every day off the alcohol, I feel I look better. So it's such an obvious difference. And the fact that I even send myself through that kind of whirlwind is frustrating to me. But like I said, this is the end. This is, like I said, 2025 is the last year I'm going to drink, and I really want to stick with that. And I really believe I will, because I am one of those people, when I really set something like that, like I really feel committed, and I've committed that to Richard too. I said, let's be California sober for 2026 on, it's no alcohol, just the weed, and that's the way we like it. And, stick with our healthy diet. You have to have carbs occasionally, but it doesn't have to be really unhealthy stuff for me. It can be healthy carbs. And that's how I want to live the next years of my life because I'm already 40. I'm not getting younger. You know what I mean? As you get older, you need to take better care of yourself. You can be a little more loosey-goosey when you're young and reckless, really. When you're young a little bit, don't be too reckless, but you have a little more wiggle room. But as you get older, you just don't bounce back as good. I mean, I can really tell the difference now of, like, even in this last year, this last trip coming home, I felt the worst when I came home and for the first several days when I got home. Luckily, nothing horrible happened like that time when I jumped out of the tuck and rolled out of the car. I say jump is more tuck and roll. I was like in the back seat. I rolled out because I was laying on the back seat. But anyways, that one was the most harmful thing that happened. But this trip was definitely the most where, like, when I came home, I felt the sickest. And I really was sick. I think I did get sick. And I think it was because I wasn't taking care of my health when I'm in New York. But I mean, traveling, you are more susceptible to get sick. But when you're not being healthy when you normally are, that really sends, like, if you're always unhealthy, I feel like your body almost acclimates a little bit better. But I feel like with me, I'm like usually healthy, and then I send my body through like an insane whirlwind. My body's like, whoa, what's going on here? And so that's not good. And I don't want to keep doing that. So I'm excited for that to kind of end. And Richard ordered us some boogie boards. So we're going to boogie board this next time. We're going on Friday. I'm going to make a little more time, hopefully, at the beach. This last trip, it had to be all about work because we were behind. But maybe we could, section out a couple hours of, like, let's just go to the beach and not worry about it. Because the thing is, I'm kind of always on call when I'm there. And here, technically. But here, I'm a little more like, I don't feel like going. But there, I'm like, well, I'm here to work, so it doesn't make sense to pass up on work. That's what I'm there for. The same with, like, in New York, I'm, like, there to work. So I'm trying to focus on work. That's why in New York, it sucks when I do end up drinking, because it's like that defocuses from work. And this trip, I'm really hoping that doesn't happen, but I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not going to focus on it right now. I'm going to focus on today, because that's 26 days away. So that's more days than I already have sober now, because I'm at 24. So I'm not going to worry about 26 days from now. So, but on Friday, I definitely am not going to struggle with it, because I've now had a trip to LA where I did not drink, so I haven't associated, like, my trips to LA with drinking. That makes sense. I'm one of those people, like, I'm schedule oriented in my mind, and very, like, I'll do routine stuff. So it's like, this trip I did this, and so it's very easy for me to do what I did the last trip. Usually is what's very easy, of, like, the kind of routine from the last trip. Maybe not from every trip, but, like, definitely the last one. So with LA, we now have a routine of health. We ate healthy the whole time we were there, and I did not drink alcohol. And we went to the beach pretty much every day, I think. Like, the first night we walked down there, and it was nighttime. And then the next day we walked down, I think we got our feet in. And then the third day we actually got in the water. I'm hoping to go to the water on Saturday this time, because Sunday was kind of late because we need to leave Sunday. That was fine the time we left, but it was a little bit of a push, we wanted to get home a little closer to dinner. We got home like 7:30. We wanted to be home more like 5:30, but it worked out. But it would be better to do our swimming and boogie boarding on Saturday if we could, since we leave Sunday. So we arrive Friday, we only have Saturday, and then we leave Sunday. That's how we're going to do every trip, because we don't want to leave Gloria, Nanette, and Casper for very long. Casper does not like us leaving, but he did already go through that, so, like, he kind of knows that routine too. That's why, like, each first trip is difficult. That's how I felt my first trip to New York, where now Casper knows I come back. It's just certain trips are longer. Like, with this one, it's only, I see him one day, and then I don't see him that evening, and then I don't see him all of Saturday, and then I see him the evening of the next day. But it is 2 nights for him to spend alone. He's not a fan of that, and same with Gloria and Annette. They actually really did miss us, but we make sure to stock up everything for them, make sure Annette has all of her cigarettes, make sure they have all their food, all of their sodas, all their water, all their beverages, everything stocked up, all their snacks, and then on the way home, we'll probably send some sort of delivery, like Chinese or pizza or something, or whoever does. Everyone, I guess, does delivery these days. And we have Uber Eats, actually, because I have that in, I think we have Uber One. Richard has signed up, and since I'm going to New York, we kept it, and then I'm going to cancel it after this last trip because we won't use it in Vegas. But it actually saved a fortune. Actually, once in a while, he can get a really good deal on the Uber Eats, because I use my gift cards when I first get there. I have a client that always gives me gift cards, but those only last so long. With the Uber Eats, it's expensive because they charge you like delivery fees and all. But then Richard signs up for the Uber One, and then actually you can get the stuff for way cheaper. It's amazing, but I think they assume people are going to pay for X amount of time and forget to cancel. We're good about canceling. We'll cancel the things like you can cancel most of the things. Most of the things don't have like contracts to. So we just have to make a note to yourself, not leave too many things pending, like all these, apps and stuff. Like we just signed up for the movie thing, but we don't like it, so we're gonna cancel. I have a note because we always we don't want to keep getting charged for this stuff. But anyways, I'm really looking forward to LA, and I haven't boogie boarded since I was like 17, so that'll be fun. Richard ordered them on Amazon during the, oh no, actually, I think he got them on the Walmart, because we missed the Amazon Prime thing. I got a couple things, I think I got these shorts, but then we thought it was like going to be the next day, but then we had missed it. I think it was the days before. We didn't really have money, so I think that's why we weren't noticing, so we were like trying to buy things, but then I ended up working, and so then we wanted to get a couple of things because it's just so much cheaper to get it on the Prime Day, but we'd already missed it. So I guess Walmart was doing like a competing thing where it was like a 4-day deal thing. So I think Richard actually ordered them on Walmart.com or something, but he got a great deal for these 2 boogie boards. So that'll be fun. I'm really, really looking forward to that. So yeah, and I think I ordered myself a swimsuit. I need to look what happened with that. I hope I did. I don't know if it got canceled or something. I better check because it hasn't arrived yet. But I know I also ordered myself a pair of jeans that got delayed. They got delayed. I hope those arrive before LA because I want them for LA. I always have issues with things. I have to return. Richard ordered me some shorts. He was trying to be sweet and got me some shorts on Amazon, but they're huge and they're extra small. And I'm bigger than I normally am, so often the extra small has been too small for me lately. So I'm like, but these, I was like swimming in. I was like, they almost seem like they should be a large, at least medium. It's like, these aren't even small. This size is so off. Sometimes the stuff is so off with Amazon. Sometimes it's tiny. Sometimes I can't fit in the stuff. Some of the dresses, I'm like, oh, you're kidding. Who could get in this? It doesn't even fit on your head. I was like, I do have a big head. But I'm like, oh, get out of here. Get out of here. Who fits in this thing? But anyways. There's some small people out there. A lot of people that are like famous, like actor famous, or like movie stars and singers are small people. Not as much these days, but they used to be more back in the day. They were just tiny, tiny people. When you see their little outfits, they used to have it at the Hard Rock and the Planet Hollywood. They would show the outfits that were the actual outfits of the stars. They had like Britney Spears' outfit, or Michael Jackson, or Madonna, or the different ones, different stars like that. Elvis, or Elton John. They're the ones like that. The real significant, big ones that everyone knows of over the years. And all of them are much smaller than you think. Prince is tiny. Prince and Michael Jackson, and even Britney Spears. I remember thinking Britney Spears, because she's a more fit girl, but she's still a small girl, because when you see her outfit, you're like, oh, good dear Lord. I mean, now I think she's a little bit bigger. Poor Britney. Oh, Britney. I can't watch her stuff. It makes me sad for her. People get all upset watching that because people like to see people deteriorate. Me, I'm not a fan of that. I'd rather see people do well. I'm not a really jealous person because I don't really want to be famous like that. Yeah, oh, you're doing this. Yeah, I just have fun sitting in my backyard. Get me on stage to do a concert in front of millions of people or thousands of people, or these people. Not really my thing. No, singing in my house ridiculously. Yeah, that's fun. But like some of these things, just some people wanted to be rock stars and sing it. No, I never did. My cousin did. She wanted to be a famous singer. So I was like, it's not gonna happen for you. I didn't tell her this, but I was like, I don't think so. I don't think so. It's just not in her cards. But she just thought forever, and everyone just knew. She didn't have the look. She didn't have the voice. I mean, it wasn't gonna happen for her. She ended up getting really, really bad acting too. But it was like, I think you need to move to a different career, and she never did. So she ended up like working like at a Mexican restaurant, and I'm like, you just aimed a little lower. You just aimed too high your whole life. You only were that you're gonna be a famous singer. That was their only plan, and then she didn't have any other plan but that. I have a lot of cousins. They're all very pretty, except for that one. Don't know what happened there. Maybe the other ones could have been. Not sure what. To each his own. But anyways, not to be mean, but you know, some people just have the it factor, and other ones don't, and it's like. But I never wanted to be famous or because for many reasons. One, I like my privacy. I know now I don't have much, which sucks. I mean, I like to share things with people, but I also like I would hate if people were like following me around with cameras, stalking me, trying to get my photo. I don't even know how much that even exists anymore. If it's all just, you know, they hire these people and make them look famous, but on some level it does occur. You know, where people are being bombarded. And I don't know. I like to just walk around in my frumpies around town and have no one notice me. I actually get weirded out when people go like, "Oh, I have people had noticed me from the YouTube at the grocery store." Oh, I'm like, "What?" Oh, it's just weird. It feels weird. It feels like I just got undressed in front of someone. Like, "Oh dear, you literally seen like the inside of our dirty house and stuff." It feels very strange. Like, "Oh, you know everything about us. You've seen the pancakes." Like, it felt very much like, 'cause you know you have your image when you go out in public, and then oh dear. Like, I just felt like they knew everything about me. It felt weird, like very intrusive. Like, but it's weird. You go, oh, you share your stuff, but it's like I know it's weird. Something about because I don't see you guys, it's easier. Like if you guys were in an audience in front of me, I'd go, oh, well, that might be a little weirder. I don't think I'd be a very good stand-up comedian. I'd be like intimidated by you guys hecklers throwing tomatoes at me. You know, you guys just do it through the screen, which I can't see, luckily. They should have like a tomato option on there where like it splats on them. Oh gosh, YouTube's gonna add that function. I'm gonna be like covered with tomatoes the whole. No, don't do that. Don't do that. You'll never see my face. It'll just be tomatoes. That would be a funny option. So what's going on with that Speed guy? You know, I should Speed. Remember he would tour, but then we were watching him. But then he did his 35 days. But then is he still blogging? I haven't even checked it out. I don't even know what's going on because I was wondering. Was it just like the 35-day thing and that was it? Or is he going to do another one? I was thinking about that because that's the interesting thing when people kind of do like a thing like that. You have to keep kind of doing a thing like that, you know? Whereas with me, I'm like, meh, I might not get as many views, but it's nice to just be able to come in my backyard and just do my workout and just chat with everybody instead of having to like reinvent the wheel every time I come on the live. And we did try to do that in the beginning, but we found that wasn't as interesting for people. Like a lot of, especially reception's bad in certain parts in Vegas. So if we tried to go, you know, like we would show people the strip, we never got very much interest in that. It was funny. We thought it'd be so much more interesting, a little bit, but not much. And even when we were in New York, we were doing even some lives then. We actually were doing a little Periscope, but we were even we did some YouTube lives, I remember, on our old channel. Way back. I mean, we had like 2 views, I remember, in New York, but we thought people would be interested. Yeah, it was like 2 views. No one was interested. So it's interesting that the thing that I think because it's nice here and there's good reception helps where when you're moving around, I know Vegas tends to have some really bad reception when you're traveling. So that makes for the blog not being as enjoyable if it keeps cutting out or people can't hear or it's, you know, goes black or whatever. Or freezes. So I think our backyard it's a good setting. But it is funny because sometimes I'm like, even in New York, my blogs in New York don't do as well as my blogs here. And it's funny, I'm always like, I would just think that the setting would be so much more interesting. But I think sometimes the loud noises and stuff make it much harder for people to enjoy the blog, because it's very loud in New York. So I think as much as people enjoy seeing a certain place, I think when they're watching a live, they kind of want to hear what the person is saying, if the person's talking. Whereas, if you're doing a tour, that's another thing, but, so I think that's the difference. But it's interesting to me, because I'm like, I just feel like it'd be better there, but everyone, I think just the calmness is kind of nice, We used to be very erratic with our blogs, and we thought that people liked that, and to some level, but one thing I don't even have the energy for that. We had a lot of energy when we first got in here, and people thought we were doing drugs. No, it was because we were in ketosis, and we had been in ketosis for a long time, so we were just like boundless energy, which meant we were burning fat for energy, and we would just, eat the protein to replenish that, but we just had like boundless energy like kids. And ever since these trips to New York, I just have lost that balanced energy, and I haven't been, fully on my diet, where that was like being on it for like, almost a year of like solid, when you guys were seeing, because you guys saw in the beginning, in 2023, I was still struggling with the eating disorder. It was the end of that. And then when we kind of came on, when we were blogging more, that was when we were kind of just doing videos. And then when we kind of started blogging, I think it was 2024, but I'm kind of confused with the days now. But then we had kind of really gotten our health, and then it wasn't until the end of 2024 that I got off track. It was November. So now 2025 has been not a good health year for me. So 2026 is going to be a better one. I always like even numbers better, but I want it to be that way forever. Not that an odd number, I want to get unhealthy again, but this was an odd year, so odd year. I like even numbers because I was born on an even number. I don't know if that's significant, where if you like odd numbers if you were born on an odd number. I don't know, but I was born on the 24th. I like the number 24, which it's not my favorite number, but I really like 24. And it was interesting because I joined the Air Force September 24th, and that wasn't intentional. And my birthday is March 24th, and then so you get out September 24th. I actually got out a little bit earlier because if you have saved up leave, you can get out like a week or two earlier. But my end of enlistment date, I was paid up until September 24th, 2006. And today is day 24, so I like 24. Day 24, no alcohol, so it's a good day for me. And I'm feeling really good today. Like, I woke up, I haven't had breakfast yet, which is good because sometimes I wake up feeling like really hungry, but I don't really think I'm hungry. I think it's like a craving, because I'm still craving like food sometimes, because I'm not like, it takes a minute to kind of really get back in the groove of like doing protein, because other than you're still kind of like, oh, that still looks good if it's been too recent. We're like, where Richard like has been not messing up his diet as much as me. I've been really messing up the diet with more the alcohol than the food, but the alcohol is sugar, so when I get home, I crave sugar because I was having such sugary alcohol, if that makes sense. But I do usually have a little bit of bad food when I'm in New York. So I would like this trip if I just did both things, no alcohol and no bad food, but I don't know if that's going to happen, so that's why it's easier to just say stop going to New York and just have this be the last trip. But anyways, Richard's been he's been pretty happy, but he's actually been doing a little bit more variety. So I don't know if that's been kicking him out of ketosis or if he's in ketosis. I'm not sure. He seems to have more energy than me. I'm not sure if he's in ketosis. That would be something he'd have to answer. But he's been doing like pork rinds once in a while, and like almonds and like walnuts sometimes. So I don't know if, and then he likes to do his hot dogs and eggs once in a while, and the collard greens and kale. So I don't know if any of those things are, because the way you stay in ketosis, you have to keep your carb count down. And Depending on the person, they usually say it's like 20 to 30 carbs a day. Below that to stay in ketosis. But you can eat that and then burn it off. You know what I mean? Like working out burns off the sugar. But if like you don't work out and you just sat on your bum all day, and then it's just the 20, because the reason why they do that number is then you'll get kicked out of ketosis, and that's if you want to stay in ketosis. They say you shouldn't stay in ketosis all the time, and I don't think you should. It's like you should. A lot of people call it carb loading, where they, some people do it every weekend. I feel like that's too often, where I just feel like that'd be too difficult to like do carbs every weekend, so you just be craving it all week. I like to have a longer span of time, so the longer you're away from carbs, the less you crave them. I don't know if you know that. So it's like only in the beginning that you really, really crave them. So that's why every time you kind of get kicked off your diet, you go through these cravings again. And same with the alcohol. Then I have to go through withdrawals again. So that's why I get frustrated, because I'm like, I was feeling great. Now I'm sending myself through the whirlwind again, And New York has just been really bad for me, so I'm glad I'm not going to keep going. I really don't think I'm going to go again. It just doesn't kind of even make financial sense or health sense. But not even financial sense anymore. It made financial sense before and not necessarily health sense, but it was like financially I had to. But now it doesn't make either. So it's like, why go there? To mess up my health and then probably not even make as much as if I just go to LA more often. I mean, I'll have to go to LA more often, but it'll be more fun, because and it's only one full day, and it's like 2 days, because it's like a half day, and a full day. It's only like 2 days total, really, And I get to go with my husband, so that'll be fun. And we had a great time last time, and I think it's helping our marriage, because I think me going to New York has not been good for our marriage, because I come home super irritable and super grumpy and not feeling well, and then we fight because I'm just like I'm a grump and I don't feel well, and he's feeling fine because he didn't send himself to the whirlwind while I'm in New York. Richard's not a drinker. He's never been. I used to have to make him drink with me, and he would drink with me back in the day when we lived in Panama, but he never liked it. It would be like I would almost be forcing him, and I drank way more than him. Like, I would usually finish the alcohol, and he'd be like, oh, you're kidding, you drank it all, and then he'd have to go get himself more if he wanted, because I would finish it off all the time. So alcohol is totally my vice, and he's just not that into it. I've always been so envious of people that it's not their thing, because for me, I hate that I like it, because it's so detrimental. It's like, why do I like something that hurts me? I don't get it. But we have some really good weed right now, and that's been making me really happy. Richard got this one thing, it's called True Mints. It's really, really nice. And then Casino Kush. So we got those 2 yesterday, and they're both phenomenal. And that helps a lot. Having bad weed, I get grumpy too. Because you feel like because I do the bong, and you feel like, oh, I should feel a little uplifted, and then when you smoke a bong and it doesn't do anything, and you try another one. Me and Richard make this joke of oh, this kind of weed, you gotta do 3 bongs in a row. Which means it just sucks. It's a joke. It's terrible. It doesn't help when you do 3 in a row. You just waste your weed. It doesn't make any difference. It's just same crappy weed over and over. We've tried. You should be oh, maybe chew will make a difference. No, it's just bad weed. But when you do good weed, you can't even finish your bong. Oh, I'm like, you gotta finish that for me. That's good. So sometimes you gotta pay a little more. Otherwise, you're just wasting your money. But it's frustrating when we don't have the money. We do have to get the cheapest stuff, and it's and we know it's gonna be crappy, but we're like, oh well. But so since I worked a lot yesterday, I guess I get to get a little bit better weed, and that really uplifts my soul. And when I go to New York, I don't smoke my weed, so that's not good. But Gloria and Annette went dancing last night. They did have a good time, but they did come home a little earlier than usual. But they didn't go last week, so I think it's one of those things, almost like keeping with the routine keeps them more active, where like I say, it's like a fitness thing, where they didn't go for 1 week, so already they were more tired this week, and it's not their fault. We were out of town, and we're going to be out of town this next week. But I think the routine of going every week was actually keeping them. They were staying out, kind of later and later, where they came home at 11:30. They went, so they were out for 3 hours. I mean, it's because they went at 7:30 and they came home at 11:30. We took them there at 7:30, and then they called at 11:30. So about 3 hours. So, but they did have a good time, and they got McDonald's afterwards, which is their choice. Sometimes they say no, Sometimes they want Taco Bell, sometimes they want McDonald's or whatever they want, so whatever. But sometimes they don't want anything. Richard's always like, do you guys want to get anything? And sometimes they'll say no, and sometimes they'll go, oh, yeah, I want to go McDonald's, and she'll specify. So they got their McDonald's hamburgers and their French fries, so they enjoyed that. And Annette's hair is getting really long. We're going to take her to a different salon. That girl was ripping us off. She was charging us $100 to brush out Annette's hair. To not cut it, just to comb it out. And Annette's hair is getting washed every day now. Annette takes a shower every day. Richard helps her turn on the water because the water temperature is messed up. And then she gets in there and she wanted to use, so she had first liked this other shampoo and conditioner, but now she wants to use the kind we use. She wants to be like us. So we have both in there for her now. But she wants to be more like us. It's kind of cute. Well, she is Richard's little sister, so she likes being like her big brother. So she told Richard she wanted to use the one because we had it in there and she liked it. So, but before she was really stuck on this other shampoo and conditioner that I got her when we first got here, and she kept asking for that one. But now she doesn't want that one anymore. So she's funny. She changes a lot her mind. But we ask her now which soda she wants for the Diet Coke, and now we say, do you want the silver or the gold? Because the silver is the caffeine one, and the gold is the caffeine free. And she's always like, silver. So we're like, okay, we let her have the silver, but it is you can see making her a little more tired because she gets all this energy and then she crashes. But I'm glad she gets energy some of the time, so it's worthwhile. And now we're just kind of letting her make decisions like that. We're like, we're not gonna get her the gold even if she says silver, So even though we think she's getting quite a bit of caffeine now, but she monitors herself pretty good with it, where she is aware that the caffeine does something now, where back in the day she didn't even know. Now she knows. She knows now. She knows the difference. She knows what coffee does and stuff. So she's doing really well. She except for we might have to switch her medicine due to the weight gain, because Annette does not eat a lot, and there's no way that like her weight isn't changing. It's staying stagnant when she's exercising more and almost eating less now, than she was even before. So it's clearly the medicine kind of is keeping her weight. It doesn't seem like she's gaining a lot more, but it's keeping this certain amount of weight on her, where she was used to being a little bit lighter most of her life, And it's bothering her because, her jeans are kind of tight. We've even, stepped up the sizes for her, but even those are kind of getting tight. And so she might be still putting on a little. So the doctor said he'd like to switch her medicine to one, because that one is one that makes people gain weight. And he said that when he first put her on, and he knew that her weight was going to it was going to go up, since she's been on that medicine. And so now he's observed it, and he's like, yeah, we need to switch you. So I'm only concerned with how it's going to affect her psyche, because this other one's doing so well. But I do want her to get more in the body that she's used to. She was a minute too thin, but we're not going to get too thin. But she likes to be more fit, and she's feeling, it's harder for her right now. She likes walking really far and stuff, and I'm sure getting more tired because she's carrying a little more weight than she's used to most of her life. Because Annette was a track star, so she's used to being very fit, and it's bothering her. She doesn't like it. So we didn't comment on anything. It was the doctor wanting to change it. So it embarrassed her for a minute, but now she's over it. Okay. Oh, your outfit is awesome. Richard is looking really slick today.
Thanks.
Yeah, he's got school. Yeah.
Over an hour here.
Are you doing breakfast, or can I do mine? I'll do mine. Or you?
Yeah,
Are you doing breakfast, or
Sure.
do you want to do it with them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you do? Cause have you done it for the ladies yet?
Sure, we can go do breakfast now. Come on.
Yeah, everyone needs to go do breakfast, and then I'm gonna go do a bomb.
Because we got the game, so I'm kind of watching the game. So.
Okay, well, whatever. But yeah, whatever you want to do. But or talk to them in a minute. Richard looks pretty cool. You guys gotta check out Richard's outfit. Come stand in front of them. Yeah, here, put the microphone on. I don't know. I'm proud of my husband. I think he looks cool.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go.
Okay, but here. You should at least stand out here. It looks cool.
I would before you made such a big deal about it.
I'm always proud of you. It's embarrassing.
Well, it's not that. You just. Okay, guys. Happy Saturday. We've got some games coming on now.
Do you want this phone to while you're blogging?
No, I don't need that phone.
Okay, because I won't need it anymore. I think everybody knows it's fun.
Okay. Good job, Joy.
Do you want any nunchucks?
No. I'm all good this morning. All right, so we got some. Yeah, I was just watching some football out there. So what's going on? Yeah, she just sometimes, you guys know Joy. She's just kind of. Let's see. What are we doing here? Hey, what are you guys doing today? You guys gonna watch a little football? Where'd she go? She's gonna go have a little breakfast, I think. Maybe make something to eat, Yo, good morning, Midge. My sister. Yeah. What do you guys think? Hey, what's up, Mahala? Mahala. What's going on? Oops. This thing came off. Yo, Z, woohoo. This thing is hard to get back on. We're doing great today. We're having a great day. Joy just did a blog. I'll do the breakfast stream here for 5 minutes. Rich, go ask how Sting is getting on. Sting? Oh, gosh. I don't know what. Her and her. I'm excited for the next round of New York adventures, I'll tell you that. It gets a little boring around here. Midge, would you like a little tea? Hey Midge, do you guys have college sports in the United Kingdom? Do you guys play? Do you guys do do you do college? Is there Oxford soccer team? Is there anything like that going on? Yorkshire. You have leagues? I thought so. Yeah, so you guys don't you're when you send someone to college, you don't the thought of them playing a sport. Well, it's not very academic. I just thought about it. It's kind of weird that American colleges focus so much on football, and the people that play have to go to the school. Instead of actually making it, like you said, like a league in that small town, like separate. Because obviously they're not spending as much time, learning all the sciences and arts and stuff that you normally get. No, we do have that. No, we don't have that. You Americans made that up. We did. Why did it take me this long? Why did it take me to today? I am this old today to realize that. When it really changes the idea of why you go to school or why you work or why you do anything. It's not because do we have 65,000 people cheering the guy who aced his psychology 401 test? That no one's yeah, right. So it's there's no we don't really think that's cool. What we think is cool, and it's proven, is that if you play sports and you entertain us, right? It really comes down to entertaining us. So if you entertain us, then the college is a good college, right? But if you can't entertain us, then I'm not sure why anybody would go to your school. I think that's what and then the message becomes it's not about how smart you are, It's like how much you can entertain people, because it's got to be fun and entertaining. And then it's proven because if you look at like all the big contracts and all the big sponsorship ads, they don't give those to, like when I'm watching like State Farm insurance, like those big ads, the guy who's selling me the State Farm, it's not a economist. It's not, you know what I mean? It's not even like a newscaster. It's the guy who entertained us the most playing sports. And I want to be entertained. I am not saying it should be some way different. I am just realizing it now that in other places, like academia is more important when you go to school. Like when you think of Oxford, you don't think like, man, I wonder how Oxford's cricket team is doing this year. That's not usually what you think. What you think is like, oh shit, we're hearing something from Oxford. That must mean they must have just invented like time travel or discovered a wormhole or learned that volcanoes aren't really like prehistoric. They're really just made of clay or something. You know what I mean? Like they're so smart I can't even make stuff up, the type of stuff that they come up with. That's real. That's how smart they are. Okay. But here's one thing I do know. What you got to do is what I did. You got to give up. Give up. You got to give up them. I'm trying to think what you guys eat in England. You guys mostly just eat what I eat. You guys just eat sausage and eggs and stuff, don't you? Bangers and... Okay, you might have to give up your Guinness. How's that? Because Guinness has a lot of carbs. Okay. Rich, what are you on? What am I on about? I'm on about, man, dude, did you not hear our Secretary of War? Listen. When our Secretary of War comes on and says everyone's too fat, you better pay attention, bro, because he's coming to the UK next. We're not talking about just the 18 to 20-year-olds. We're talking about the generals and the admirals. So age is not a factor. So if you haven't, that's what I'm talking about, that this is a very, very serious issue. That our president said that we are too fat. We've got to do something about that. I'm just kidding. You guys are perfect the way you are. No, it's a bit boring. Who is this Trevor guy? Why do I keep hearing about Trevor? Fill me in. I got to get more. I've been eating too much of the other foods. I got to get back on my ketosis. Because I don't know because when I'm not on ketosis, they say I look like Trevor. When I'm on ketosis, I get the Robert Downey Jr. thing a lot more. So I got to go back to that. There's my inspiration. So, here we go. That's right. Trevor from GTA. Okay. I guess that's cool. Yeah, well, I like to sear it. It tastes better when it's seared on the outside. Because I like it crispy on the outside, nice and juicy in the middle. So you get it real hot. And then we make our patties. La 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 la, like this. Yeah, Snoop, I'm a little tired today, you know. I get more and more tired. I'm just very busy. I'm just always doing something, which is good because for a while I was not very busy. Hey guys, hit those likes. Thanks, Midge. I appreciate that. Oh wait, hold on. Doing something, which is good because for a while I was not very busy. Okay. Oh, there she is. Hi. Yeah, I'm cooking the burgers right now. Cooking your burgers right now. Yeah, I'm just so the reason why we just eat protein is because it is better for you. And I was talking to my mom. You know how my mom is like literally like half the size of me. Like she's like 5'2". And my dad is like, I don't know, not much taller, like 5'8". And when you look back, it's because this is my theory. It's because we didn't have Costco. We didn't have this concept of overconsumption. In other words, like when my dad got off of school, there was a limited supply of toast and bread and snacks. So what he had to do was, in his mind, he kind of rationed it. But now it's like you get cases and cases and cases, so you know we overconsume, or maybe we don't overconsume, we just eat more and now we get bigger. And as we get bigger, I mean not fatter, I mean like bigger, like the generations. I mean look at the old photos. We are like significantly taller than the average person was like 100 years ago. And it's my theory because there was no Costco back then. That they didn't eat a ton of food, you know, growing up. And it's kind of, when you think about it, it could be a problem because when you make bigger people, they're gonna have to eat more food, right? So like I am so much bigger than my mom. I eat so much more food than my mom. I mean, I guess that's why I'm noticing it, because living with my mom, I'm like, whoa, she eats like 1/8 the amount of food I eat. I mean, it's crazy. And I think and when I talked to her, she was saying when she was growing up in Panama, there was her dad and her. Oh, I'm over here. Sorry, guys. I'm just making her a little tea right now. Her dad and her. You know, I use this Truvia for her. She'll always put in the real sugar. I think it's bad for her, but you know. Like they would have between her mom and her dad in Panama. So like rural Panama, like down in the Caribbean, you know, it's like it's like really humid, it's really hot, you know, a lot of huts, a lot of fruit. And think sorry. So her and her parents and her 5 brothers and sisters. So eight people. Between all of them, like they would share one chicken for 8 people. So mom was saying like she would get like a wing and some rice, and that's what she would have for dinner is one wing. And I mean, I think we consume a lot more than that just in general, and I think that's why we're probably bigger. But then the problem is then we have to eat more food, and it costs more. So then our grocery bills go up. You know what I mean? I know, spaghetti. This is the way Gloria likes it, though. Okay, back to the beef. For a while we were doing no tea, but then, you know, we were unhealthy for a while. And then we all kind of just decided, well, Joy decided it'd be okay to have tea. I think once that we kind of got over the hump and talked to the doctors. I don't know what the progress was. You have to go back and figure it out. So those are organic ground beef. Buenos dias. Here's this little tea. Little tea, little tea, little tea. All right. Now that Gloria's getting up, I'm gonna make her breakfast. Okay, so for Annette and Gloria, we're gonna do steak and eggs. How are you feeling today? How was dancing last night? Fun? Dancing was fun?
Oh, that Friday, you mean?
Yeah, last night. Yeah. Hi. What's that? Yeah. I know, that's okay. We can start again. There's more games. There's tons of games. Yeah, I got some games going. Yeah, let me go get off the thing and we got some games. Okay, guys, I gotta cook their dinner here. Okay, guys, I'll be back a little later.